New allegations are emerging about the It Ends With Us, including that Blake isn't the only actress on set who felt uncomfortable.
He says, "Where's the evidence? Show me the evidence." And pretty much the same thing everyone else is saying, which is, yeah, but what do you got?
Because they think we are so stupid, okay?
Finally, Blake Lively was able to file her amended lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. And if you thought this drama was over, think again. This lawsuit is getting messier by the minute. Blake is now claiming that Baldoni is a threat to women's safety. And get this, she says she's not the only one who suffered on the set of It Ends With Us. According to her, other women were also uncomfortable because of Baldoni.
The latest serious matter, the actress now claims in her amended lawsuit that her It Ends With Us co-star and director made multiple women feel uncomfortable on set.
And while she hasn't dropped any hard proof, she insists that 2 women are willing to testify. The catch? She didn't name them. No receipts, no evidence, just claims. But here's where things get spicy. Baldoni has already clapped back with his own receipts, and according to his version, he's not the problem, Blake and Ryan Reynolds are. Yes, you read that right. Baldoni's side is basically saying that Blake and Ryan have a history of falling out with people who aren't on their level in Hollywood. Many are claiming that Blake doesn't have any evidence to present, which is why it took her so long to file the amendment, literally 1 minute before the deadline.
To Blake Lively's amended complaint that dropped at 11:59. Like, they made us wait until the last possible second to review this.
When you look at what they submitted, let's just say it's a lot of words and not a lot of proof. But we are going to tell you everything she has added to the lawsuit in this video. Instead of providing actual evidence, this amendment is packed with Blake's complaints about mean comments from fans. She's crying about the mean comments on social media and saying that these comments are all Baldoni's fault. Don't worry, I will show you what mean comments she's talking about. Some of the comments express strong disapproval, with one stating,
"You and your husband are terrible people. It was nauseating to read how you used your power to hijack someone else's work, and not only that, but also to push the harassment narrative, not just to discredit Baldoni, but as a strategy to strip him of the rights books."
Another comment criticizes Lively, saying,
"Blake Lively thinks she is so smart. She just exposed herself as cunning and manipulative. She won't be getting any jobs after this is all said and done. No one wants to work with such a bitch."
One particularly frustrated response.
"Instead of taking over other people's project, why don't you create your own project? If you want to be a project director, producer, wardrobe team, script writer with your own money. This is the most logical question that I'm asking you."
The most aggressive comment of all reads,
"Liar, narcissistic, bully, extortioner."
In the latest amendment, Blake has switched up her wording, now calling it a retaliation campaign instead of a smear campaign.
Those mean comments, she says that the retaliation campaign, she's changed it from smear campaign to now she calls it the retaliation campaign, because she has to prove retaliation in order to prove the harassment, retaliation.
But let's be real, same thing, different name. Now, Blake isn't just saying she was uncomfortable on set. Oh no, she's claiming that other women were too, and that they came to her to share their concerns. She says these women were too scared to speak up because they didn't want to go through the same public backlash she's dealing with now.
And she now claims that other women on the set of It Ends With Us raised concerns about Justin Baldoni, using even terms like unwelcome behavior, and that they confided in her. We do not know the names of these women who she has this evidence, that she claims she has this evidence of, but we do know that they will testify and produce responsive documents in the discovery process.
And get this, she's saying that Sony execs, including Ange Giannetti, knew what was going on. They even addressed Baldoni about it, and he apparently promised to fix things. But according to Blake, he didn't. Instead, he ignored their concerns and just kept it moving. Now here's where it gets even juicier. Blake's amended filing paints her as a woman who's had to completely change her life because of the dangerous climate of threats, harassment, and intimidation. She says that's why she didn't name witnesses or provide text messages screenshots. It's all about protecting the innocent.
So a couple of things here. I don't know how her professional and personal life was altered. It didn't look that way to me when she was posing on the red carpet with her husband and mocking the situation, but let's go with it. The reason why she's setting this up is she says, now I have to take steps to protect innocent bystanders rather than exposing them to further harm.
What is that logic? It does not make any sense.
You know, this is like playing poker with someone and they go, I've got a full house. And you're like, are you going to show me your cards? Well, I can't show you my cards. I don't want you guys to bully me, so I have to redact my cards. No, that's not how it works. You put your cards on the table, and they so far have not done that.
And let's not forget, Baldoni has already submitted his receipts. So at this point, we're looking at a lot of accusations with nothing to back them up. And oh, did Blake drag Justin's entire public image in this lawsuit? She's basically saying he's a fraud. She says he pretends to be an advocate for women, always talking about how men should listen and believe women.
He claimed that he wanted to end toxic masculinity, acknowledging his own toxic behavior by admitting that there is a woman or two that I, in some way, made uncomfortable by saying something or doing something that was chauvinistic or sexist. There is 1,000,000% probability that that exists, and that he wanted to say he was sorry and would do better.
Instead of owning up to anything, Blake says he's launched an entire campaign to destroy her reputation. And she is furious. She is not letting the social media hate slide either. Blake says that ever since she spoke out, the internet has turned against her, and she's blaming it all on Baldoni and his team. She says they strategically orchestrated a retaliation campaign to make her look bad, and that's why people are dragging her in the comments.
And she claims that because of his retaliation and smear campaign that she has lost so much money. I thought about that. She claims that her social media accounts for all of her brands had to go dark. Why not just turn the comments off? Why not just turn the comments off?
Now, we know social media can be brutal, but blaming all of it on Baldoni, that's a bold move. But wait, it gets even messier. Blake is now saying that before all this drama, Baldoni was thrilled with her edits on the movie. She says he loved her contributions and even took credit for some of them. But the moment she accused him of harassment, everything changed.
Sony released the film's trailer on May 16th. The next day, a Sony executive wrote Miss Lively about the huge response from the public to that release, calling it a beautiful start and thanking Miss Lively for her contributions. On June 19th, 2024, a month later, one of the film's producers described Miss Lively's edit of the film as excellent and her work as truly beautiful.
Now she says he and Wayfarer Studios are erasing her contributions and acting like she didn't put in work. And let's talk money, because this movie made bank. We're talking $350 million at the box office on a $25 million budget. A huge success. And according to Blake, Wayfarer, Justin's studio was fully happy with her edits when they were making millions.
On August 11th, after the film's release, Sony executive Miss Janetti wrote to Miss Lively, Blake, $50 million, your blood, sweat, tears, brilliant smarts, heart, and soul in every single frame. My God, it's incredible. Thank you 50 million times, and it's only Saturday night.
We are not getting any evidence from Blake, but when it comes to dragging others, she can fill pages with names. Remember Jed Wallace? The guy who sued Blake for dragging him into this mess? Well, Blake just flipped the script and added him to her lawsuit. She's now accusing him of playing a major role in shifting the public narrative against her.
Another important thing to note is she has now included Jed Wallace in this lawsuit. He was included in her California complaint.
According to her, when she first accused Baldoni, the public was on her side. But then, Jed Wallace allegedly used his influence to flip the story, making her look like the villain and Baldoni the victim. She's calling him a social media manipulator, saying he engineered the shift in public opinion. And she is pissed. So, at this point, the big question is, does Blake actually have a shot with this new filing? Because right now this is looking real messy. She's made huge claims, but without hard proof, and meanwhile, Baldoni is out here with receipts. Do tell us what you think about Blake's latest amendment. Please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated. See you guys in the next one.